Hey folks, welcome to Burl Sports 1954 Mega Break. So today we are breaking a complete set of 1952 tops, 1954 tops, 1954 Dandy, 1954 Red Hearts. So the way we'll do this, we've got several of you, it's your first time breaking with us. So a quick rundown for how we do this. So you bought in here, we use random.org for our randomization. So if you've never been to random.org, you should go check it out sometime. Go to random.org. We use the list randomizer. So listen more. So however many spots you bought, that's how many times your name's in this list. If you bought 10 spots, 2 spots, 1 spot, that's how many times your name's here. So I'll take this complete there are 312 cards combined between these 3 sets. So there are 312 names in the list. I'll take that list, I'll paste it here in the list randomizer, and I'll randomize it 3 times to make sure it's nice and shuffled up. Then after that 3rd time, we'll copy paste right next to a checklist. So whoever's name comes out first gets the 1952 tops. Now, card number 1, Ted Williams. Whoever name comes out 30th will get Ed Matthews, and on down the list. Now, since we're dealing with 3 separate sets, we had to split those up just a touch. So the Red Hearts are card number 251 through 283. Then the Dandies are card 284 through 312 for the purpose of this break. Neither of those sets are numbered, so we're just tacking them on there to the end of the 52 tops. All right, so looks like we've got up to 8 live viewers. Thanks for joining us live. Appreciate you buying into the break. And without any further ado, we'll get started. After we paste the randomization, we won't read all 312 names off. We'll only read the highlights. I've got a big stack of cards here that I'll show as we read through the big hits, and then I'll post the full list on my website and email out a link to everybody who bought in, just so you can see exactly which card you got. So without any further ado, we'll get started. So congratulations, by the way, to Brett Olson. He was the winner of the free spot in this break. And thanks to Andrew Perez, who grabbed up the last 10 spots so we could break this today. All right. Here we go. So we got our list pasted in here. We will randomize it 3 times. So here's time number 1. Time number 2. And time number 3. All right, so this is the one that sticks. So we'll take this complete list. We will paste it right next to our checklist. I'll delete those extra cells so we're all lined up 1 to 1. Make those a touch bigger. All right. So, card number 1, 1 of 2 Ted Williams in the top set, goes to Mike Glasser. There's this Ted. Next card is card number 3, Monty Irvin, goes to Chris Felderman. Next up, we've got card number 7, Ted Klazuski, goes to Nathan Lindgren. Next up, we've got card number 10, Jackie Robinson, goes to Kelly Engel. Dodgers fans are in mourning. Next up, we have card number 13. Billy Martin goes to Roy Thomas. I do hope you guys got to enjoy the World Series. It was it's quite the interesting one, although Game 7 felt a little anticlimactic, but what are you going to do? Next up is number 17, Phil Rizzuto. Goes to Chris Felderman. Guess Game 7 wasn't anticlimactic if you're an Astros fan, but happy to see them win after all that Houston's been through this year. All right, next up, card number 30, Ed Matthews goes to Todd Blumke. Next up, card number 32, Duke Snider goes to Michael Leinart. Next up, card number 36, Hoyt Wilhelm goes to Michael Fickle. Always stood out to me how blue Hoyt's eyes are in this card, but anyways. Yeah. Next up, card number 37, Whitey Ford goes to Mike Glasser. And we've got card number 45, Richie Ashburn goes to Woody Hartman. And we got card number 50, Yogi Berra goes to Torrey. Next, we've got card number 70, Larry Doby goes to Mike Glasser. And next up is card number 90, Willie Mays. Also goes to Mike Glasser. Nice 2 hits there in a row for you, Mike. Next up is our first big rookie in the break. We got Ernie Banks. Goes to Tony Cipriano. Next card we'll look at is Gil Hodges. He's card number 102 in the break. Nathan goes to Nathan Lindgren. There you go, Nathan. Nice clear registration on this Hodges. All right, so looks like we're up to 10 live viewers. A couple of you hopped on here in the last few minutes. So if you missed the first part of the break where we randomized the list, if you're curious how that works, feel free to watch the playback. But right now, we're up to Hank Aaron, who's card number 128. Hank Aaron rookie. Classic iconic card, SGC 40 example. Card 128. The Aaron goes to Todd Blumke. So nice card there, Todd. All right. Don't worry, we've still got several hits to go. Well, let's see. 130's Hank Bauer. That goes to Bradley O'Connor. Always like pulling out the Ed and John O'Brien, the O'Brien brothers card for the Pirates, which is card 139. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first combo card that Topps did. It goes to Jeffrey Sly. Next up, we do have Al Kaline rookie, card number 201 in the break. That goes to Michael Pierce. And the Kaline is a PSA 4 example. And the last Topps card we'll look at on the broadcast here is the last Topps card in the set, which is the other Ted Williams. That goes to Michael Fickle. So Topps, in the absence of the Mick, bookended this set with 2 Ted Williams. All right. So next up, we'll dive into the Red Hearts, where the Mick does make an appearance. The first Red Heart we'll look at is Richie Ashburn. That goes to George Dissinger. Really nice looking card. Red Heart was dog food, if you're unfamiliar with it. Generally, cards can be found in decent shape. Next up, we'll look at Jim Gilliam. Goes to Bradley O'Connor. Then the next Red Heart we'll look at is the Mantle. That goes to Mike Yoffman. Pretty tough card. Nice one to add to the collection, Mike. Nice hit. Next up is Stan Musial. That goes to Kyle Kaysen. And Duke Snider goes to Otto Olson. And Warren Spahn is the last Red Heart we'll look on the broadcast, and that goes to Nathan Lindgren. All right. Now we get to dive into the Dan D cards. Dan Ds were issued in potato chips. Lots of times they got the potato chip residue on them, usually in pretty bad shape. Really tough set to put together with some really, really difficult short prints. But without any further ado, first up, we'll look at Bob Feller. It goes to Rob Webster. So there's the Feller. And then we've got Gil Hodges. Goes to Clay Bailey. And next up, we've got Monty Irvin. Goes to Andrew Perez. And we've got Bob Lemon. Goes to Mike Glasser. And next up is the Mickey Mantle. SGC Authentic on this one. Presents really well. Creased horizontally with a slight pinhole there at the top border. A really tough card. All right. So, without any further ado, Mickey Mantle goes to Nathan Lindgren. Nice card, Nathan. All right. Next up, we have Phil Rizzuto. Goes to Bradley O'Connor. You got Duke Snider, who's one of a handful of guys who appears in all three of these sets. Snider goes to Rich Anton. And the last card in the Dan D set, it's Early Win, goes to Todd Blumke. All right. Well, that wraps us up for our 1954 Mega Break. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for buying in. Cards will ship out in, well, let's see. It is Friday, so cards will probably ship out on the 6th or 7th, Monday or Tuesday. But thanks again for joining us, and I'll email out a link to the full results. You can see exactly which card you hit in addition to these stars. But hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks again. This is Burl Sports signing off.